Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. And today we've got some Siege gameplay commentary. Now this is not the best game I've ever played, but it was a really fun one, and we're using Assassins, Reapers, and Blue Halberdiers. That ended up being, it felt like a nice combo. I hadn't brought the Assassins out in a while, so yeah, and actually had a really good time with them. So yeah, as we go through the video, we're gonna get into the units that we're using and what vet lines have gone and like what doctrines. But yeah, sit back, relax, and a little gameplay commentary. And here we go. Shield of the Capital. Probably my worst map, or one of them. I thought I'd include McLovin here. Getting himself in the video. Nice. So we're going to skip the towers being pushed and stuff, and we're going to take our Halberdiers directly into the C zone, or at least get them here, and then potentially set up some artillery. You know how this first push on A is always the kind of maker or breaker of this map. If you don't get A quickly, or if you spend too many troops on A, this map can be a nightmare. And then it just becomes a cav map outside. So, but let's take a little look at the Halberdiers we're using. So, first out the gates, we have my Halberdiers, obviously fully masteried, probably as a blue unit, probably my favourite one I fully masteried, just a really solid blue unit. In terms of doctrines, we have a reduced damage when they're braced versus cavalry, we've got a siege fighter, a breakthrough, a polearm doctrine 1, and a stun doctrine. If you get these, stun doctrine is mandatory. Stun doctrine is 100% what you're after. The rest, you can kind of build them how you want. I've kind of gone in between a little bit of anti-cav and kind of mainly the anti-infantry route. But you can go far more anti-cav with them if you wanted. But yeah, so we've kind of built in between. So they're the doctrines. And vet line, of course, you go bottom line, 100% with these guys. Always bottom line. And we're back in. And this push here, it's a little bit scuffed. And what I end up doing is pushing my Halberdiers in too much. You should have Halberdiers on the edge of the fight, and I lose half the stack straight out the gates because I just put them in too far. Enemies need to be advancing onto them instead of putting them straight on top of your enemy. And the heroes in there from the other team are doing a great job of just kind of like nipping in and nipping out, and the longswords using their shield charge to basically null and void the damage. So unfortunately our Halberdiers get wiped pretty quickly, but you know, it happens. And for all the good games you can have with Halberdiers, you can equally have a bad game. But I think they still scored a few kills. I mean, it's a blue unit at the end of the day, so it's going to struggle in a situation where you've got all of those there. But as a blue unit goes, they're one of the better ones. So yeah, it can go either way. You can have incredible games or not so much. So now we're moving into my Iron Reapers. We're going to take a look at the lines. Second up, we've got my Iron Reapers. Well, I don't use these guys that much, and I've just kind of started using them again. And God, I'm having a good time with them. Really been enjoying them. Doctrine-wise, we've got a blunt damage doctrine, a siege fighter, a blunt defense doctrine, a breakthrough, and a mobility doctrine. I think we're going to probably put the combat doctrine on these at some stage, but as it goes, not so bad. Probably could be slightly better, but yeah. And vegetary line, I've just gone with a classic at the moment until I see a different one or someone gives me a build for one that's working better at the moment. I just go down the flail line. Considering there's a lot of shields about at the moment, I felt maybe flail line is probably the best to go down. So, yep, that's my Iron Reapers. And we're back. The only thing I used to hate about these was how slow they were, but actually, with this mobility doctrine that gives them a passive 5% extra movement, and then obviously the extra speed for, I think it's 12 seconds, I think on this one, another 15%. So, yeah, this actually does make a difference, and I'm definitely going to be using these more often. Just had a little hit on that guy, but we're going to let him go. He's out of there, more focused on pushing for this this A point and getting this out the way. We're going to hide our Iron Reapers just because they've got a little bit of artillery out. And then we might look at returning fire with a ballista from ourselves. Unfortunately, I don't really know why we're doing this, because actually there it doesn't seem to be that much. We probably could have pushed on the point at this point, but you know, a little time on ballista and then into using the Reapers that, yeah, I'm becoming much more fond of. They hold up so well these days. Straight in with a miss on the ballista, of course. Incredible artillery skills, but we got his horse. I mean, that's a bonus. So yeah, these units that I'm using in this video, just, yeah, some that I haven't used that much. So and obviously I've just got the Zweihanders, had a bit of an awful time with those, so I was like, you know what, I'll experiment with some more with some different units, and yeah, this game came off. So it yeah, it was a nice little change. If you're ever feeling a bit down on the game, or you're getting a bit bored, just change up units, even if they are kind of feels like a meme unit or whatever, even though these are not meme units. Well, maybe the Assassins fell off a little bit, but yeah. So we're going to go in with the Iron Reapers, and we're going straight in for a big boy charge. And this is, I love how slow they charge, because the anticipation for their hitting is incredible. So a bit of damage down there, but not too many units. I probably should have gone down and killed those healing archers. That would have probably been a good thing. But we come back over here, and they're coming in with some men-at-arms. I think there's some shield maidens somewhere in there, and obviously the Reapers just eat them. They are so good. And the trick that I'm finding with them is, for different engagements, just change to flail or sword. Like at the end there's an engagement that requires the sword, just because there's more heroes. And then yeah, it's I've been enjoying the difference between the two. That's always good. So that is a conquered, and I don't think we lost too much for that. But the game hasn't really taken off yet. It's all about getting this last point now. So we're going to speed through this thought process that I was doing right here, and we're going to grab our assassins. And last but not least, my assassins. These boys I enjoyed for a long time, and then they kind of fell off, and I've started picking them back up again. And yeah, really enjoying them. Very good at like sneaking around to grab the range and stuff like that, like a kind of Son of Fenrir, but like with a little bit more survivability, especially the way I've put the victory line. But first off, let's look at the doctrines. So we've got the Assassin Doctrine, just increases all our penetrations. We've got the other Assassin Doctrine that gives us another strike. Then we've got a Unit Damage Doctrine and a Piercing Defense Doctrine, and then the 500 extra health doctrine. Now, probably could replace that with damage, but the way that I was thinking with these guys, because the way I've gone with their vet line is to get as much health as possible. That gives them like 20,000 health. That for an assassin unit, that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice, and also you get all the eviscerate damage. You get all the points, so we kind of ignore the last points here. We just literally are going for as much eviscerate damage as possible, and as much health as possible. So yeah, that's my assassins. So the assassins, as I was saying in the little cutaway clip, I have tried to make these have as much health and do as much viscerate damage as possible. That seems to be working out quite nicely, actually. 20,000 health. I know that's only a 10-man unit, but that's quite a significant amount of health to take down with these guys. Even though they are relatively squishy, they do actually quite a good number on these shields. So I'm sort of bringing them over, and they beeline straight for the archers. You know how they are. They love the archers. Straight in for the longbows. And then they're doing something here, just attacking one. And so we're going to pop them straight into this load of shields, and boom, just an instant eviscerate. So that was quite surprising, because I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't even expecting the assassins to do anything good here. They had a little bit of damage, so I was like, you know what? They're pretty quick. Let's send them back to the supply, get them fully stocked up, and then we will send them into a big situation to see what they can do. And actually, fortunately, on this map, there's always a lot of archers back over sort of the backside. So it ends up being quite an advantage to bring these guys on this map. I wouldn't say on a lot of maps, you know, if you run them into men-at-arms or anything big like that, you've really got to kind of be sneaky with them and know your engagements, because there's definitely a few you can do. Like the actual Imperial Spear Guard it's worthwhile because they can't do damage back to them. So we're sending assassins into all those guns there. I think we've got some tercios and stuff like that. We're at 43 kills now, and we send them to go wild. And we pop smoke so they can't take damage for that little time. Someone's put a treb in there that was worrying me slightly. I see these guns up at the top there, so we're now going to send the assassins around. You see them running up the top there, and we're going to eviscerate, take out all of these guns up there. We've still got a stack of 10 somehow, and then it's just dropped to 9, so it's still doing well. We're at 72 kills. They're really doing some work right now. And then I try and bring them back. I see this mall here. We're going to pop them in here, and actually, for some reason, they did survive, these men-at-arms. I was kind of hoping I'd have my smoke back for this, but yeah, it just came off. We pop the smoke, and we eviscerate them back in, and it means they can kind of avoid damage, at least for a little bit. Down to the last 3. That they still can do something on the last 3. They like to jump around the place. And at this point, I thought they were gone, but there was actually a sly one that just survived for so much longer than I thought he would. And then it's going to become a bit of a point fight right now, just trying to finish up those men-at-arms. See this longsword here, hit him with a shuriken, into a kick, into a skylark, a few auto attacks, into an ult. He's a tanky boy, and then the maul steals my kill. Steals it. Taken. Wouldn't expect anything less. It's not the first time I have had a kill stolen or stolen a kill. But we pick up that one, get knocked over by a longsword. Lots of stuff going on here. Lots of heroes on point, kind of hoping to defend that last bit. Slow this maul. Miss our kick, trying to go in with a bit of damage to knock him off his mount. And unfortunately, in a second, we fly too close to the sun. We've got a treb coming in. We get chain dart. We get locked down, and we get slammed by the maul. So that's unfortunate. But we can just skip through the death scene, just straight through this, and then we will run our Iron Reapers all the way back to the fight, so we can be back in there and finish this game off. So I see the Iron Reapers obviously a bit faster with the Doctrine, but we had to double tap C. That means they're in a huge long line, so we're going to try and clump those boys back up together. I see this poleaxe here getting a little heal. We're going to try and interrupt it with a mount slash that is extremely difficult as a dual blades on a horse. So we're going to dismount, kick his horse, hit him with a skylark into an ult, and luckily we got these pikes here just to poke him to death. And now it's time to push the Iron Reapers in. It's time to get them slapping with that flail. And we see a nice little engagement around the corner here. That I think we've got some spear sergeants. Sorry, some reason my stack of Iron Reapers decide to split themselves in two. That's slightly irritating. We've changed to flail, and we're going to charge them right in. Start laying in some damage. Really flicking those flails about. I'm not going to click Tiger Step yet. I'm just going to let them do their thing. Catching another assist there. Just flailing. We're going to change back to sword now. This is what I talk about. This is now sword moment. There's only peasants and heroes, so we might as well have them go mad. We Tiger Step, and we do get cav charge. We lose a bit. Try to go after this archer. We do pick him up, but only get the assist, and the assists are coming thick and fast, and that is the end of the game. As I said, not the best game ever, but it was a lot of fun. And seeing the assassins run around the back and kill all those archers was really, really nice. We even get a nice little chest. So the assassins, 61, picked up so many kills. Iron Reapers, obviously not a huge amount, 15 for the Halberdiers, but just a nice little game more than anything. Really enjoyed playing with assassins. And then S tier, but not high S tier. So I hope you enjoyed, guys, and I will see you in the next one.